So where does AI source its photos to create such masterpieces? It's hard not to talk about the elephant in the room. As we discussed before, Midjourney, DALL-E, and other AI photo generation tools took a huge swath of photos from the entire internet to train its AI bots to generate images. That means that copyrighted photos, illustrations, and graphics were compiled together to teach the bot what the user might want to see. There's an interesting article that claims that one of the founders of Midjourney knew this was the case and admitted to not knowing what to do about giving proper copyright ownership to the artists of the images this AI bot uses. When creating AI art, you can also add reference images to help the bot further detail what you're looking for. And there's no way to prevent users from uploading copyrighted work from Google search into the prompts. That means if you're using images that do not have a Creative Commons 0 license or a public domain license, you could be opening up yourself to being sued for deriving artwork from copyrighted images. So does that mean AI tools have infringed on creators' rights? This was going to come to a head at some point. Several artists have banded together to sue Midjourney and other art portfolio websites like DeviantArt for allowing copyrighted derived AI work to be posted without giving proper credits to the authors. And it's going to be a very tricky court case. On one hand, AI tools have been trained by absorbing data from most of the internet, which is a gigantic source of data. It could be hard to prove individual copyright infringement from images derived from such a large data set. On the other hand, there have been cases where individual artists can type the name of an AI prompt and clearly see how their artwork was used to formulate the results, albeit it's not ever an exact copy, but you can see the inspiration. Who owns the work created by AI image generators? If I put in a prompt into an AI text or image generator, do I own the prompt to create the image or the image itself? It's a complex legal issue, but it's always worth reading more about this. A human element has to be present for any copyright claim to take place. That means AI tech cannot claim ownership of images. AI artwork does not really have an owner based on current copyright laws. But according to the terms of use of some of the programs, it does assign the ownership of an image to the creator or prompt writer. But can you hold that copyright claim in the court of law would be the next question, as nothing can stop third-party companies from taking you to court for using their brand image in your AI-generated photo. We are truly living in a new digital Wild West. So what do you do if you want to take the safe and high road and protect a real artist's work and make sure they get the proper credits? Well, first of all, I would avoid putting in a specific artist's names into AI prompts. It's okay to use historic names like Leonardo da Vinci. He's been dead for many years, but I wouldn't put any new artists that are still alive and still have a legacy to build. Another thing you can do is to make sure you use AI image generator tools that are from official companies that make sure the library of photos they use to train their bots and to generate images are given permission by the people who own them. Outside of using AI tools like Adobe Firefly, here are some personal best practices to mitigate against these complexities and ensure your work is unique. First of all, each AI tool has different licensing terms, so it's good to review each one. Have an LLM break it down for you so you can digest and compare the different terms. Document your creative input and iterative steps clearly. Let's say you're doing a character design. Perhaps you keep a copy of your original sketch that you uploaded to an AI model. Keep track of the different prompts you use to edit and change your character. Use caution when prompting AI with copyrighted characters, famous brands, or celebrity likenesses. This is where you can get into the most trouble and have the highest chance of getting sued. Avoid using company names when typing in your prompts. Avoid using Nike logo to generate ideas for a logo. Avoid saying Pixar or Disney animation style when creating images. A prominent example of this is when someone started to copy the famous Ghibli style by famous animator Hayao Miyazaki. His style takes hundreds of hours just for a few seconds of animation, and people were inputting his name and style into prompts to emulate this animation. In an interview, Miyazaki called AI an insult to life itself, and he believes that animation should be rooted in human emotions and experiences, and not algorithms. So when writing your prompts, think about creating your own mix of styles that will be unique to you. You can be inspired by other creatives' work. We do this all the time as creatives. We browse Instagram or Behance for inspiration. We then go on to create something and we find ourselves emulating some of those styles subconsciously. The same issue exists for using AI. Finding originality can be difficult, but that has always been the case for us designers. This is why we study hundreds of styles so we can mix, match, and create our own unique flavor and factor. Ways you can establish your own style is to upload a basic sketch of your idea, logo, or character. Writing very elaborate prompts that only could be written by you. Maintain a specific style in what you generate, which allows you to take ownership of that style. Taking AI-generated ideas and modifying them heavily outside of the AI programs and design programs like Photoshop and Illustrator. I recommend a back and forth handing off of creativity in your workflow. That means you might upload a rough sketch into AI. It helps you refine your image. You bring that back into Adobe Illustrator or another vector program and you vectorize it. Then you can tweak it further. You bring it back into AI to add additional details or refine the ideas. You can even ask the AI for advice on direction for your logo afterwards. That brings up the issue of getting sued. How likely are we to get sued for using AI-generated images in our marketing campaigns, for instance? It's possible, but not very likely. The person or company suing needs to prove without a doubt that the images you use copy their style exactly. Since AI generators are trained on millions and millions of text-image pairs, that means it's impossible for one photographer or designer to claim ownership if your prompt is unique enough. But one could write a prompt that describes a famous photographer's style to a T and generate it to be so close in that style that it infringes on that person's style. This is really tricky. It will always remain a gray area, as it still does with logo design. One thing you can do is regularly check AI-generated assets using reverse image search to detect potential similarity or infringement issues. You can modify AI-generated outputs significantly rather than using them directly. So if you ask for a logo prompt idea, modify that prompt just a tiny bit to make it your own. Post-processing. You can edit AI-generated images extensively using tools like Photoshop or Illustrator. In the end, the big takeaway is the more human-guided interaction there is between the AI-generated content, the better you can protect yourself. In short, clear ownership depends significantly on how much original, creative, human input you add to the AI-generated imagery. Always enhance and adapt images creatively to clearly establish your copyright. Ensure your final designs contain meaningful, creative human modifications and are free from infringement concerns.